Make sure you got the Blessed Performance in the background. As steady as can be, okay?
Yep. Ready?
It's already recording.
Oh.
Normal. Now I'm gonna have to restart.
I'm so sorry. It just shut off. I don't know that. Well, how do I see?
Just leave it alone.
Okay,
It's
sorry.
recording, okay? Take 3.
Like 76.
Shut up, Adam. We cannot do this together.
3 hours later.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to our Blessed Performance YouTube channel. Today, we're going to take a quick explanation of a new product line we have on the website, Willwood Brakes. Cut straight to the point. If you're looking to stop a big trailer behind you, looking to have reliability from your braking system forever, this is the kit to go with. It's got a hefty price tag, but when you factor in the quality that you're receiving from this kit, really the price is nothing. We have a 6-piston caliper on the front, and I mean, if you look at that bad boy, that thing is massive. And then here's the rotor, okay? It's a 2-piece rotor. Essentially, this goes on here, and it is directional. So if you look at the rotor, there's an arrow pointing right here. That's the side so this one, based on that, it's gonna go on the passenger side. Comes with all your hardware. Of course, it comes with these new brake pads. This is the new caliper mounting bracket. And then here's some new brake line. Air compressor, it does it to me every time. Anyways, these are an alloy directional rotor, so that is crucial to make sure that you put the rotor on the correct side. A 6-piston caliper for ultimate stopping power. So whether you are towing your camper down that big mountain, coming back from camping, hunting, fishing, whatever, or hauling around that excavator on the 44-foot trailer, these are going to make sure that you can stop that load behind your truck. This is a major upgrade for any Super Duty out there. We have this kit listed on our website. Next, we're going to show you a quick installation video, okay? So we're going to show you step by step kind of how it goes on, but we're going to show you how to install it on a Super Duty. If you were wanting to upgrade to this kit, you must have a 20-inch or bigger wheel. That is a requirement, or else this won't fit. So keep that in mind when you're looking at this kit. You must have 20-inch or bigger wheels on your truck in order to install this kit. All right, guys, here we are. Brandon's doing the driver's side of this truck first. He's already got the thing pretty much installed. If you notice, he put together the rotor, which we use the kit that's over there that's got the little red Loctite bolts on it. You assemble the rotor. Put the rotor together with that, okay? I'm gonna take this back off real quick to show you guys kind of just how this goes. So there's your 6-piston caliper. Keep on one safe position for some reason. Anyways, so this bolts in where your caliper used to mount. Obviously, you need to torque these. I want to say 70. OEM, huh? 70. OEM is 70. It's also not a bad idea to make sure they have Loctite on them. I think they come with Loctite on them. And then you would slide that bad boy on, put your pads in here, and slide. You put them on after? Oh, that's right. Okay, yep. There's a snap ring in there. You got to take the snap ring out of it, I'm assuming. Snap ring in there, and you put those on after, it looks like, which is pretty cool. So you'll take this bar out essentially on either side, okay? There's a snap ring in here, you take the bar out, you'll slide your brake pads in here, put that back in, of course tighten this up, and then from there, all you're gonna do is put on your new brake lines and then bleed the brakes. It's really that simple. Can't stress enough that if you don't know how to bleed brakes, don't do this. The other thing that I'll say just from experience, after you do something like this, you're gonna wanna go back through and check your torques, put about 500 miles on it, and go back through and check your torque specs on your caliper mount and where it's mounted right here. So we'll chime back in, Brandon will chime back in and show you guys when it's all mounted up, installed and whatnot, when brake lines are in, and then from there, probably give you a quick preview on how to bleed your brakes. That's not a problem, we can do that as well. I mean, I don't know if you guys can see, he had on here, I think that's a power stop. And look at how baby that is compared to this. 2 pistons, 6 pistons. Talk about a major upgrade. That's impressive.
Pick it up.
Want me to pick it up?
Later that same evening.
This is the caliper bracket and the caliper all in one. Look at the difference. You want to talk about an upgrade to ensure that you can have that stopping power you need to stop whatever you got hooked up behind here. Now Matt's got quite the setup on this truck. It's already pushing the limits of the capacity. with solar panels and everything. It's an awesome setup, awesome truck, but he's also going to be towing a camper with this. So we needed to upgrade the brakes to make sure they can handle whatever he puts behind this truck that's already massive and heavy in the first place. We'll show you guys what it looks like when it's all installed and ready to go.
2 hours later.
We're going to show you just a quick rundown on how to hold these brakes off. Brendan took the time to get it all kind of pre-ready to go. So we're going to rip it off real quick, and then we'll take and give you a quick rundown on how to put it together. I guess we'll show you how to bleed brakes. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of other people do that too, though.
Yeah.
Brakes really aren't that hard. The number one rule, always start from the furthest away from the master cylinder when you're bleeding brakes, when you're pumping them. They make some fancy machines, aftermarket stuff. We just do it old school style. We like to give ourselves a nice good leg workout for the day.
1 shift later.
Start by taking off the brake line off the caliper.
Just get that out of the way so you don't make a big old mess. Obviously, we kind of got it lucky. We got a 4-post lift. Do this with a good jack stand.
It found a spot.
It found a rough spot on there, huh? Right now we're pulling the caliper and the caliper bracket all as one assembly.
Put one of the, I guess they call them silver washers on the back. They called for 2 shims on this front side here.
The shims are to space out the caliper bracket so it's riding in the correct spot with the rotors up front, just so you guys know. This is the new caliper bracket right here, guys. And gals. We might have some gals watching this. Oh, you lost one of your shims there on the bottom.
Both of them.
Just get it fingers tight started just so you know you're not doing a cross thread. But then again, a cross thread is free Loctite, so don't forget that. Either way, it's not rocket science. This isn't like terribly difficult to do. What size socket does he have there? 21?
This is a 24.
24, okay.
And it's
So you use a 13/16 or a 21 to pull the stock caliper off?
Yep. And then,
and then it upgrades to a 24 head on these bolts right here?
Yep.
And then we need a 9/16, you said? 12 point?
9/16 12-point chrome.
It's got to be a chrome one, and the reason being
for these
it's for the caliper mount for these guys right here.
These new nuts to hold the caliper onto this.
That's very important. Torque specs on these caliper mounts are
70.
70. That's what OEM calls it. So we're going to go with 70. And then after about 500 miles, we'll stop and check our torque specs. We'll go out and drive this a little bit and get it ready for Matt to take it back. But we'll check the torque specs when we're ready. Doing a double check on it on the bottom side. Not a bad idea. There we go.
These do have Loctite on them. I just torqued them up to 30 foot-pounds. Their instructions said 25, but then they also had the wire.
Yep.
So I just
the
went 5
instructions
over.
do have a baling wire, but we don't have any baling wire, and it's really not needed with the torque specs. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. So there's no need for that. General rule of thumb is you can always hop online and find a torque spec guide based on the size of the bolt. Okay. Based on this size of this bolt, it's like an M10 in there. That's top torque spec is 35. Their torque specs are 25. Brendan went to 30, so it should be ready to rock and roll. Massive compared to that little guy. And it's an alloy, so it's actually lighter.
Yes.
That's pretty crazy when you think about it. It's like 25% bigger and then lighter.
It requires to put 2 shims in there.
So
to shim that out right.
We've already done the math. Already done the math on the other side. Brennan did. Got it all dialed in, and we found that there needs to be 2 shims here and 2 shims here to get this caliper bracket spaced properly and get the get it spaced properly with the caliper on the bracket. But needless to say, what I was talking about is we've discovered we have a little bit of an issue. It's not the end of the world. We're just going to go to a hydraulic shop and get some new hoses made. We have all the fittings we need. We just need the right length of hoses. The hoses for the brake lines that these come with, they swap to a JIC fitting, where your stock ones are a flared nut, if I recall correctly. So it's a flared line up in here originally. Right up in here is a flared line right there. So we're going to take these adapters flared to JIC, put them through the bracket and put it right up here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go over to our local hydraulic store and just get some new hydraulic lines made. We're going to get some probably 3,000 PSI ones just to make sure we have plenty here, safe, and better safe. It's on the torque wrench. Oh. Better safe than sorry. So we're going to go and get some lines made to extend these out so we can bleed the brakes properly. Gosh dang, look at how big that freaking thing is compared to the caliper underneath it. You want to talk about the ultimate stopping power? If you're hauling trailers, this is a cheap upgrade for safety. These are spendy, I'll be the first to admit it. We're talking like $2,800 for the front and $2,700 for the rear. They're a spendy upgrade. But if you want to stop literally on a dime, this guy's going to do it. And these kits are designed to work with your factory ABS. There's no modifications of ABS that you have to do. What are we torquing this to, Brendan?
Oh, this one was 65.
65 is what torque specs call for this bad boy. And this, if you guys notice, is very crucial right there. You see how tight that is in there? That's why we need the, you don't run an impact with this, but that's why we need the chrome socket to get it right in the right spot. So from there, here now, we're gonna install pads, and then you can bleed your brakes and you're done. Put your wheels and tires back on.
They literally are just pretty, just push that in. Just like, oop, I think I went too far, but.
So there's a rod that we're gonna install next. It'll go through here, go through those slots right at the beginning of the, on the outside of the pads. If you guys look, you can see right through there. And then here's the next one. Alrighty.
Just push that in.
Just pushing it in just a little bit more. And then these little snap rings go inside there. You guys see that snap ring right there? Okay. So now Brandon's gonna take and put that bad boy in and use his needle nose pliers to get it in there and lined out.
I don't even collapse it. I just push them in and it snaps, get one side going.
There we go. This is an awesome upgrade though. Compared to that size, like, look at how sad that caliper is right there. And those are upgraded from factory. That's an upgraded caliper from factory.
And that's it.
Not this level of upgraded. That's it. Now you would hook up your brake lines, and then if you didn't have a lift, the lines we got would work because this truck is lifted 6 inches. They won't work, Brandon?
Nope.
We're gonna take the fitting that it comes with as a 45.
Yep, we're gonna put a 90 on it.
We're gonna put a 90 on it because we want to get it nice and snug up against the caliper here. Because this is lifted, and I know that Matt does a lot of off-roading, and we are going to get the brake lines installed, and then we'll show you guys. We didn't touch the back, so we don't have to bleed the back at all. We're gonna start this side,
yep,
and then that other side. And this might take a little bit because you gotta fill up that big ass, excuse my language, 6-piston caliper. That's a lot bigger than that little baby 2-piston caliper right there. So we'll be back. We're gonna show you what we do with the brake lines just so you guys can solve the problem, because that's what a mechanic is. You solve the problem. So we're gonna solve the problem without having to wait for Willwood to send us the correct lines for the lift kit, which it says it on the website. Unfortunately, they were out of the lines for the lift kit, so we know that we can get them made locally. All right, guys, so we have the brakes bled. Essentially, the way that works is you get somebody in the cab and you pump them. If you have one of the fancy tools, you can literally pump from the inside and bleed it all by yourself. We don't have that. I've never bought one. Don't really care. It's pretty easy to do it, just 2 people. So we got the brakes bled. We bled this side first. We got rid of all the air. Got the brakes working properly. This is what we did for the brake lines. You guys notice? We have this 3000 PSI stainless steel line. Here's the adapter to get it up to here. And same thing on the other side.
We bought a 90 to put on here since that kit we had, it came with a 45. But
Yep, okay, so yep, we put a 90 in here instead of the 45, which I saw down here on the ground.
I think it's on the other side.
Yeah, it might be on the other side. Anyways, so now we ran into another issue, and we're gonna share with you guys this. You know, Willwood says on their website that you need 20-inch wheels at a minimum to run these. I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm saying maybe that's specific brand. We learned that because we put these on. Now, I've never seen that on a Moto Metal wheel before. Anyways, it's rubbing right here and right there. Just barely. So that locks the wheel right up when we put this on. Now, that might be because of the pure design of these wheels. I'm not 100% certain. All I know is they don't fit with this type of wheel. So, to get the truck out of the shop, and I'll call the customer and talk to him about it, we're putting some Calis on with some 37s. I bet this big son of a bitch is gonna look good with 37s. So anyways, you can see how we rounded the lines. I'm gonna show you one more time on this side, just so you can see. I know it's a little dark, but you get the idea. And it looks good, the brakes look insane. I still think it's worth the upgrade, but I'm gonna say if you have Moto Metals, especially these older ones, you probably shouldn't run these brakes. I don't think they're gonna work.
No.
There's no way we can get these to fit. So now we need to put some...
Well, not without ruining our nice paint job.
Yeah, we're not trying to ruin this gorgeousness right here, this powder coating. So, yeah, we're gonna be putting some Calis on to get the job done, and then I'll talk to the customer and see what he wants to do about the wheels, because now we have to go different wheels. We have to have 22s and tires at a minimum. So,
and this is non-refundable since it's put on, so.
Yeah, kind of not a good spot to be at the moment. Hopefully you learned from us. I mean, we didn't know that. We read the directions online, looked at the wheels and tires, they're 20s. So I think I'll let Willwood know that they need to tell their customers, if they have Moto Metals at least, don't run these because they won't fit. Either way, it is what it is. Life rolls on. We'll talk to the customer. We'll see what he wants to do. And we're going to continue on with the job. And if we have to put it back to stock, we'll put it back to stock. Thanks for following. Hey, right on time. Thanks for following along. We really appreciate it.